Let's go through D code 2348. Number of zero field subarrays. For this question, it asks how many subarray are all filled with 0. For example, the first question, for the it has subarray like this, and this, and this, right? There are 4 subarray which have only 1 0 in it, and there are 2 this subarray 0 0 and 0 0, right? So the subarray have 2 consecutive 0. It has 2, so the total has 6. So we find some kind of rules that is, for example, there are 2 consecutive 0 here. So here the subarray is 1 plus 1. So for every 0, that is every subarray which have only 1 0, that is 2, right? So for the subarray which have 1, have 2 consecutive error, that is 1. So that's 2 plus 1. So if there is 2 consecutive zeros, it is 3. So here that it can also contribute 3. We'll see if there is a non-zero number between all that. We cannot have any contributions between this range. So the number of 0 subarray only depends on the consecutive zeros. So for example, we have 3 zeros, right? So the subarray which is 3 consecutive zeros, that is 1, with 2 consecutive, that is 2, right? With just 1 single 0, that is 3, right? So if 3 consecutive, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3, and 2 consecutive, we'll find that it's 1 plus 2, right? And if we 1 consecutive, that's 1. So we find a rule if that is the n consecutive zeros. If it's n, right? So we'll see for n consecutive is 1, n minus consecutive, that is 2, right? So 2. So until for n minus 2, it will have 3, right? 3 until just a single 0, that will be n, right? So we know if there are n consecutive zeros in this array, so this kind of range will contribute 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus plus n, right? Will be 2n multiplied by n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so we just look at have for this question. So we just have 2 pointers trying to iterate how many consecutive zeros. So if we met, for example, we iterate these numbers. If we met a non-zero, for example, from the left to right, if we met a 0, right? And we'll see the right point if we met a 0. That means we need to on the left we trying to see whether it is a non-zero number. If it's a non-zero member, then well, if we do this on the left, we do move the right pointer, right? Move the right pointer, and what we need to do is that if this right pointer we meet a number which is not 0, okay? If this is not a 0, for example, we have put this left to the right of the 0, right? And if it's not 0, what we'll do is that we check if the left it is 0 or not. If we on the right it is not 0, that means we finish the 0 range. Then that means we can find the count from the left to right. And if we find and we also move this right pointer, right? So and then we finish this count that because we already get this range, and then we move this right pointer to the same position of the left pointer, and then we move the right pointer, and if this is still not 0, we just move the right pointer the same step as the left. So we'll do two things. We find R. This nums R doesn't equal to 0. That means this one became some concrete number, and trying to see if left 0 or not. If it is 0, then that means we find our range, right? And we can have this count, and have our sum just plus equal to this count multiplied by count plus 1 divided by 2, and then move the right to the same position of the left. And then the second scenario is that we move right. That means the right is already the same position as the left now. And so if it is R is not nums R is not 0 and the left is not 0, we just have right plus the right, move the same step with the right, left, move same step to right. So in the end, we just count how many contributions for each range, which consecutive 0 ranges. So let's begin to write code for this. We'll have int a equals nums length, okay, and in let's have a left at the index 0. We'll say this is long, right? Long result equals 0. So for int right equals 0, right smaller than n, right plus plus. So we'll say if this nums right doesn't equal to 0, okay? That means it have two scenarios. That is, if we done the left, if nums left equals to 0, that means we find our range. Then we'll have int count equals right minus left. So in this case, we'll have result plus equal to, let's get long count multiplied by 1 count plus 1 divided 2, right? Let's say else. That means if left is not 0, right is not 0, they are iterate through this kind of concrete numbers. Then we just have at this we have right left equals to right plus 1. Okay. Otherwise, we just have left plus plus. Okay. And when we finish this loop, what we are see there is one kind of scenario is that there is some kind of zeros at the end. In that case, the left will be behind. Right? It may be it will be behind of the right pointer, and if at the end that is 2 or 3 those kind of numbers, we will see the left and right they will have the same step. But if it is trailing with 0, we should add the last part. So we'll say count equals a minus left. Okay. So we'll say the result add equal to 1 multiplied by plus 1 divided by 2, right? Return result. Okay. Let's try to see some other. With 2 pointers, so it will be O in time complexity. Space is constant.